Hi. Okay, so here's an instruction on how to create an e-newsletter. Usually, what I do is I create a duplicate of the previous week's newsletter and just kind of change it from there. That's the easiest way to do it. The reason being, some articles need to be announced multiple weeks. Um, so we pretty much need to keep it there. So since it's already there in the previous e-news, that's why we usually just use the same template and just change what is needed to be changed. So I go to send, which is the folder, the page where every newsletter that had been published or sent out in the past. So this right here is the latest one that was sent out, which was May 24th. That's the last week of school, back in May. So I would click that one. That was the last one, right? And then this is pretty much the newsletter that was sent out last time. So click the duplicate newsletter button. Yes, duplicate. And so the toolkit will just generate this completely new a new file pretty much. But this is the new replicated version that you can change. First, you go to the send setting and edit the send setting because you do need to change the date over here. Today is Monday, July 10th. Say you want to send it tomorrow, which is July 11th. Okay, so we're just gonna pretend that's the date. You can delete this. Usually it has this copy. You need to delete that. We also don't want that. So we'll just delete everything right there. Okay, and then the next one, this is the mailing list, which is the list of emails, which our subscribers' emails. It will change for the new year, but for now, we'll just do it as is. We'll just click this. Check this too. We want to send it to the subscribers and also to the board members and all the coordinators. Okay, and then as you can see, I didn't even change the this one right here, the list. And then you can change the from name, but I would just keep it Beverly Elementary PTA. Reply to address stays the same. Send on is the schedule date. So say you want to send it out tomorrow, July 11th. So you will click that and then you can change the time here. Obviously, you don't want to send it out like super late at night at 11 p.m. or at midnight. But a good time is to send it in the morning because that would be the first thing that people see in their email. The earlier the better, but although you don't have to really like it's really flexible. You don't have to keep it the same time every week also. I usually do morning time around 8 or 9. So say you want to send out at 8 a.m. And then you just click done. Okay, see, it's right there. And then save. And then the next thing you want to do is to edit the content. So click this button, edit content. And then everything. So here's the layout. I designed this template. I think it's just a pretty straightforward and simple layout. Honestly, I think it works really well. If you want to change it, you can do that too. But here is how it looks like in different different device. So this is how it looks like in the if people see this newsletter in a computer, in a desktop computer, and here's how it looks like in a mobile a mobile phone. See, I think it works really well both in the phone or in the website. This is just the text only part. So here's the desktop part, and this is mainly where we want to edit it. Okay. And so, as I said, everything is in blocks. I know it's kind of hard to understand, but pretty much these are the blocks that you can add to the layout if you want to, and you can just drag and drop like that. Pretty much you can, after you drag and drop, you can change it, everything right here. As you change it here, it also change it in the layout. So it's pretty neat. I think it's pretty easy and straightforward. Title, Beverly, Bobcat. See, it change it right away. And then after that, you just click save. If you don't want it, you just like hover over the blocks, and then click delete like that. Yes, delete. And then you can change the image. So for example, if you don't like this header image anymore, I try to change it every year to keep a fresh look. But you don't have to. If you want to reuse this, you're welcome to. If you want to change it, just click it and then choose file, and then you can upload a new image. These are all the image I use for the past year. I try to separate them by year. So these are all the 2022 images. But I did create a 2003 images for you. If you want to use that folder, you can just upload your own image right here, add files, and then just choose whatever image you want. Okay, we're just gonna keep it as is for now. Close and then cancel because we're not gonna save it. Okay, and so for this layout, I separate the layout into several sections. So for the first one is highlights. Highlights is pretty much the most important news that that the PTA wants to highlight that week. For example, if there is like a Spirit Day at Chick-fil-A that's happening that day, I would put it on top. Or if there's an event like for example, multicultural night that's happening in 2 days, then I would put it there also, like on top, because that's important. If there is for example, a red ribbon week, but it's not until next week or in 2 weeks, then I would put it here under announcement, because that's pretty much for the less important news. um it's kind of hard to determine which news goes which, but I try to keep the highlight for the most important ones. Okay, and then as you scroll down, there's the next section is volunteer. So for the volunteer section, I usually keep this section permanently, sort of, because it's a really important information for people to do. This is where you like the link that you want to go to if you want to volunteer and you want to come to school to volunteer, and we do need volunteers. That's why we try to keep it there weekly. If you want to change it somehow, feel free, go ahead. You can just click this. You can change the wordings. No, loose change, sorry. And then if for any reason that the PISD decides to change their volunteer website, which they actually did a couple years ago, then you're going to want to change this website. But as far as I know, for this year, they do this the same website. So you might not need to change this at all if you don't want to. Okay, and then the next section is fundraising. This is for pretty much our fundraising effort that is pretty much throughout the year, all year round. So we do earn some money if people connect their Kroger account with our PTA. And we do want to get that information out there also. And then the other section is for box tops, which, it's missing an image. So let's see, we are gonna see what's going on here. See, that's the Kroger one. You can change the website here, and you can change the image. Whoops, here, the logo. And then the box top one, it's missing a logo. So let's see if we can change that. I'm gonna put it under the 2022 image and then upload. I do have a box top image that I just download right here. So I usually just click it and drag the file there. That's the easiest part. You can also use the add files button and then just upload. Oh, what is going on here? It does exist. So I do have one. Sorry. Okay, there. All right, so there's that. And then I'm gonna put this text a little bit up there. All right, there we go. Save. We do want to save that because that's a good change that we just made. Okay. All right, and then calendar is the last section there. So for calendar, it generates events from the PTA calendar. The PTA calendar, the VP of communication usually work on that to add events from the school calendar and our PTA calendar. So as you can see, when you click this, it's gonna ask you which calendar you want to include. And I don't put the title there because it does already have the title over here. So this is 2023, 22-23, which we don't have any more events there, but we uncheck that and we check this one. And there we go. We do have some events added already, I guess. So there we go. You can also control the number of events that you want over there. You can also do events in the next number of days. I usually do this because that's easier to control. And then it will just show you all the events right here. Okay, you can do, for example, you can change it. I just want 4 events to be shown. You can also change that and it will change it right away. For now, we'll just skip 6 events and then we're gonna save it. There we go. All right, and then the last section is just the footer. It has our social media and our address right there. Okay, and then if you scroll up, we have a extra thing here that we don't want. So there, every article has, I put like a divider line here, just so to keep it organized. If you want to duplicate this line, say you're creating a new article. Okay, so let's do it here. Okay, say you want to create a new article for an announcement. The easiest way for me, usually, I would just duplicate this. So I duplicate this block because this is a block of picture, right? So I duplicate this, see, and it will just give you a new, exactly the same block. And then I duplicate this, which is the text. And then it creates exactly the same text also. And then I move this up. So this is this arrow. You can move this block up right there. And then it creates a space for a new articles. And then in between those articles, I'm gonna want to put in the line. So I duplicate the line and then I move the line up right there. So it's pretty much drag and drop. And then so for the new article, for example, I want to do, back to school checklist. Okay. And then so you can just change the text here, and then you can just change the picture here. Click this, change the picture, change it to whatever image you want, and that's how you create a new article. So that way for it's just like duplicating, and then you can also delete if you don't want this. If you change your mind, okay, let me just delete that, and then you can just delete that, delete. So everything is really easy and really straightforward. Okay. And then you can also, you can also add a button if you want. See, as you can see, these are all the blocks that you can add. You can add a button just like this one. This is a button right here, the volunteer one, because I really want to call it out. It will help calling it out to people. See, you can just drag and drop and you can create a new button. And then as you change it here, click here to sign up, then it will just change it over here also in the layout. So it's very, very straightforward. Link it, example, a web address. You can just copy and paste the link or type it yourself, something like that. And then you can change the design up here. The color, you want to change it, maybe yellow. See, it just changed it right away. If you don't want to put a border around, you can do this one, which is a transparent. See, it's taking off the border. You can also do a bunch of different setting right here. Oh, and the text, you can change the text up here. See, under the text, and you change the font, the size, and everything. So it's editable. Okay, and you just save it once you're done. Okay, delete. We're gonna delete it for now. Delete. Okay, so every element here it's a block pretty much that you can change, you can move. Say you want to add more section, like this blue title right here is a section, right? Say you want to add, for example, I want to put like a teacher's birthday or something. That's something that I've been wanting to do, but I don't know if the school approved it at that time. I don't think I got the school approval, so I didn't end up doing it. But for example, this is just an example. If you want to add a section, so duplicate that. See, it's giving you a new section, and then you can put teachers. Oops. Birthday, or yeah, there we go. Let's just do it that way, and then you can save it, and then you can add for example, you can add a 2-column text right here, and then it will give you a block like that. Or you can, if you don't want to do that, delete. You can do just a regular text, and you don't even have, because you already have a title over here. If you don't want a title, you just delete it, and then you can change the text over here. Delete for now. Or you can also add box text, which is pretty much just what it is. It's a text in a box. sometimes you want to do that if you want to call out something. It will really bring an attention for sure. Change the text over here. You can change the design in terms of like the color. If you don't want that gray color, you can change it. Oh, I want a navy. It's going to change the color right there. Okay, so it's really, really straightforward and easy. I'm going to delete that for now. All right. You can experiment whatever you want, but I do want to show you a really great resource right here. So this is the address, is support.membershiptoolkit.com. If you scroll down and go to communication, scroll down again and go to, okay, newsletter. These are all the there's a lot of help that you can see or read over there. There's also video tutorials, video tutorials. If you scroll down and you go to the newsletter tools under communication, this video has a lot of information. It is pretty long, but I think if you really want to learn the basic, you can watch this. Otherwise, you can just do what I just explained. But if you want like the whole explanation for newsletter, you can watch the video. So anyways, that's the layout. Say you're happy with this and you're ready to send it out. You just save and close. But by the way, you can always hit that button anytime, the save button, and it's you probably should save it as often as you want. And okay, so for example, you're done and you're happy with it. You want to send a test newsletter. Always send a test newsletter. Usually, if I'm not sure on how it would look like if I do like a major change on the template, then I would want to send it to myself first. So if you do this and send test, it will send a test email to your email. But every week, say you're sending your e-newsletter on Tuesday, then on Monday, I usually would send the newsletter to other people to proof. And here's the list of people that I want to send it out to. First, I want to send it to Lisa Benatovich, and then Miss Event was our principal, but this year it will be Karen Williams. So I would just look up her email, and then president, the PTA president, which is Allison, and then VP of communication, which is Elena. And so I send it to all those people, and then all those people usually will get the email, and I don't really wait for their approval or anything, but it's just nice to have like an extra pair of eyes. I usually would communicate pretty frequently with the president and the VP of communication. I usually would just tell them, hey, I just sent this week's e-news. Let me know if you have any changes, or let me know if you have anything to add. So I send like a text message to them, and then they will give me some feedback usually. But from the school, like from Lisa Benatovich or from the principal, I don't really expect any feedback. They usually just look over it just to make sure there's nothing questionable. But this honestly, this was the practice of when Miss Event was principal. I don't know about our new principal if she wants to be included in this test email every week, because it is quite a lot. And I'm sure that she gets a ton of email every day. So I would ask VP of communication just to make sure who to include for the test email. But we do need to do this before we publish. Okay, so say it is like the end of the day, Monday or Tuesday morning, whenever you're ready to release or publish, we need to click this button, release and send newsletter. This is a very, very important one, last step. So make sure it's the correct information over here. And then on the schedule date and time, you would just make sure that, okay, I do want to send it on Tuesday at 8 a.m. And then you would click done. Okay. Another occasion which happens to me a lot is that, oh, there's a last minute change on Tuesday. And then I'm running out of time. Pretty much I have to send it right now. So I would click this button now, which is gonna generate the time right now. Okay, but for now, we're gonna do Tuesday at 8 a.m. Okay, done. And then click release and send. Okay, so that will take you to this schedule page. This is where that newsletter is right now, is in the schedule page, because it's not sent out yet. It's just scheduled. You cannot really edit it anymore, but if you want to unschedule, you can edit it. So say, oh no, I forgot an article that I needed to include. Okay, so I would click unschedule, and then it will move that article back to the draft right here. Right here. Here's where it is, right here. So you would click it, and then you would edit content again to make sure that, oh, let me put in that article that I need to, or let me change the date of something that, like, for example, there's a wrong information somewhere. Change it and then save it again. And then you're gonna have to do the release and send again all over. But once, okay, so let's see, let's do the same thing, same exact thing. Okay, release and send. So the newsletter is just gonna stay in this page until this time, on Tuesday 8 a.m. when it is published. So when it is done publishing, that means it's like sent out to the whole school or to the mailing list. Then this thing is going to move from the schedule page to the sent page right here. It's going to be one of this right here. And then for the next week, you can just duplicate from there again. So that's pretty much what I do every week for the eNews.